Okay, so we want to start an actual series to show people exactly what you can do in St. Petersburg that is fun family things to do here that is either free or very cheap. Now, this area is obviously free. So this is on the free list. Free.
Hello! Where are we at?
We are at Sawgrass Lake Park. So the thing about this park is that it's basically a gigantic swamp and then there's a bunch of nature all around it. The cool thing about this is that I'm pretty sure we're gonna figure out where it starts, but there's gonna be like a trail and a bridge that goes over a swamp. And from what I've learned, we might be able to see some alligators.
Alligators, huh?
If anything, we'll at least see a lot of different colorful birds. So let's do it. Let's go see this swamp.
Why Sawgrass
Lake Park.
What is it about this park?
The nature. A lot of people come here for, I think, just to get the fresh air, the nature, the birds. Apparently, they're, especially in the springtime and I think spring and fall, is when people like to come here, and there are different varieties of birds that will come here in different seasons. And you know how birders are, they like to get their equipment and watch the birds and count the birds that they see and document the birds that they were able to find. You've seen that one movie with Owen Wilson, and he's like a birder.
No responsibilities, plenty of time for birding. That's right. You know, if you were looking to do a big year, there's an old lady in British Columbia who's got a Xanthus hummingbird in her backyard.
Anyway, so birders like to come here because they have so many birds. So it's one big thing that people like here, but also I'm interested in, who knows, maybe we'll find some interesting animals, some alligators, and I'll get to see a swamp up close for the first time.
All right, let's dive right in. Again, this is Sawgrass Lake Park. It's Sawgrass Lake Park. Sawgrass Lake Park is a park in St. Petersburg in Pinellas County, Florida. It's one of the parks that you can come to. It's free of charge.
It's great. They don't even charge for parking, which is another good thing, because some places actually do charge parking. No, this is completely free, and we get to be part of nature and wander around and sort of discover what they have here.
All right.
So let's go see if we can find something very interesting. We can see some swamps and some stuff. Ooh, look at that sign over there. It literally shows a picture of an alligator.
There are signs everywhere warning you to be on the lookout for gators. Do not feed or molest gators. So there's a swamp here, and I'm almost
Definitely
certain.
not gonna molest them.
I'm almost certain there's a gator. There are gators in this swamp.
Yep. I don't want to disturb them, but it would be nice to see one. Gator. Ooh, there's a cool bird.
Your eyes peeled for large eyeballs.
Is that what happens? Also, oh, look at the babies. Those baby birds. Yeah, there's a lot of wildlife here, a lot of plant life.
Oh, there's some movement in the water.
There's movement in the water.
And it seems what it sounded like was...
A ruckus?
Yeah, like something jumped out of the water and caught something.
Maybe.
It's not clear what it was.
We're also supposed to see turtles here, is what I read.
It's there are ducks in the water. You can feel the humidity. Humidity is thick. There's mosquitoes. There's wildlife everywhere. You get that feeling that you're definitely in the presence of wildlife.
Right? Definitely.
Let's keep moving.
All right, let's keep moving.
Come on.
There's just so much happening
There's
in
a
that
lot.
water.
There's a lot going on in that water. It just feels unsafe. I feel like I need to have a big stick with me.
This area is alive.
Yeah.
Is what I have to say about this. Oh man. So we found like an empty ranger station, I suppose. This is like the information area of this whole facility, and this actually gives you a lot of information about the wildlife that is at this place, or that people have been able to find. So looks like we got your bobcats, owls, gigantic gopher tortoises. What is that? I don't know what that is. But this is generally what we can possibly see here. Are these stuffed? I think these are stuffed.
Yep.
I think that they look so real.
They look real. They probably are real and they're stuffed, yeah. Stuffed in there.
It's so crazy. But look at over here. So now you see like different bird eggs. So this is something that like we could probably, I mean, if you're, you know, really into birds and things like that, birders, okay? If you are really into birders, this is really good information for you, because you can actually look for these eggs while you're out there, and that would help you figure out if you're going to be able to find that particular bird on your list, right? Some pretty cool stuff there. Look at the shells. Okay, the shells that you can find here. I didn't realize that you would be able to find shells, but clearly they have mollusks in the lake, which kind of blows my mind. I don't know. Please excuse my ignorance, but I thought that it was a saltwater thing. But yeah, this is really impressive and so cool. And then here's a map of the whole place. What I want to do is actually look for that famous bridge that's supposed to like be up there, and that way I can like look down and see if we do actually see some real like interesting wildlife in the swamp area. So I don't know where that is, but that is one thing that I want to find while we're here. These are just like, what is this, city plans?
No maps.
City maps of this whole area. What this area looks like. This shows like the equipment that they used to use back then too. Like look how it progressed. That's amazing, right?
Pictures.
I like it. I like this. This is so scary. Snakes. We can find snakes here. We have to be super careful while we're on these trails, and we probably don't want to stray from the trails because, you know,
Tons of wildlife.
there's a lot of wildlife. Some of the wildlife might not be friendly. Are we ready to hit the trail? Look, there's squirrels. Squirrel.
That doesn't count.
As the count, squirrel. Oh my god. There's some wildlife right there. Look at that crazy spider.
I can't see them.
Can you zoom in at all? That, oh my god, there's a bunch of them.
I think there's I saw a tortoise out there somewhere.
Did you really?
But lead the way.
We are gonna go find that one bridge that we saw in the photos. And we are gonna see some nature.
Alright, so we're walking towards a bridge that crosses over the lake. Is that right?
Exactly, that crosses over the lake, the swamp, whatever this is. Keep an eye on where you're walking and stay on the trail. As we did learn, there are some wildlife that might not be very friendly. It might be crawling around here. Look at this. So this kind of gives us another idea of what we can find here.
Read it.
And also what they're trying to preserve. Okay, so this really is more of a wildlife preservation and restoration project. That's why it's been kept, and it's, you know, it's so raw and undeveloped, untapped here. And
Remember the name of that bird?
oh, look, ibis. Ibis.
Ibis.
Ibis. Oh my god, it's an ibis. Very nice. There we go. Here's our gigantic swamp. Let's move.
So the trail typically closes at 8 p.m. No dogs are allowed around here unless you want them to be food for the gators.
Uh-oh. Okay, so here we are.
Just looking over the bridge and staring into the swamp, you can tell how rich and wild and
You can see the rich vegetation here. It's very vegetable rich, as you usually say. Lily pads all over the place. I really wish that we could have grown these type of plants in our pond back home in Beaumont. Remember, every time we tried to put plants in there, the dog would pull them out and nothing would live but algae. This is amazing. All right.
On both sides of the bridge, you can see some really thick
Very
vegetation
thick
and
pads and different plant life as well. There's a lot of variety.
this is a healthy ecosystem, given that you have top predator gators all the way down to
The plant
life.
algae,
So
and everything in between.
everything in between, yes.
I'm staring out into this, trying to see if I can find some eyes popping out, but it doesn't look like it, so let's move forward. This trail goes far. Apparently there are 400 acres of this.
So we're on 400 acre of vegetation, forest. This trail splits Sawgrass Trail, Overlook
here
Tower,
we are at the
and
crossroads of this adventure. Which side should we take? Sawgrass Trail, overlooking the tower, or the Maple Trail, Hemlock Trail? I want the Sawgrass Trail overlooking the tower. Overlooking sounds, you get it.
okay.
Overlooking something. We get to overlook. And that's what we came here for. We came to overlook.
So reading the signs on the way in, it talks about that you can find fox. What kind of animals were there?
There were
on the
foxes,
pictures?
there were these otter-looking gopher things. Oversized gophers? Oh god, I don't even know what they were called. And then we got your owls, your birds, the tortoises, the turtles, and the scary, scary spiders that we actually saw on the way in.
Who needs a zoo when you can walk through wildlife? What happened?
I saw a lizard.
What'd you think it was? A snake?
I saw movement on the corner of my eye and it scared me. Who needs scary stories? You can get some excitement from being in a place like this.
What'd you say about the movies?
So in the movies, don't they always make it seem like they know exactly where the alligators are? Not even just like one alligator. They know where they're all just like aggressively snapping out of the water, trying to eat something.
Yeah, it's the movies.
And when you're over here, you're like trying to see if you can spot someone.
All right, we're at another crossroad.
Overlook Tower. It seems like you can overlook on either side. So let's choose this way, shall we?
All right.
Alright, so we're heading towards the overlooking deck, the observation area. About ready to observe. Get your observation lenses on. What's cool is that like when we were over there, it looked like the water was actually flowing underneath us. There we go. Some more water underneath. The water is just like, it's just moist here. Looking for something hidden.
All right. Where are we?
Here we go. There is a lot of vegetation.
So we're currently at the observation deck at the park. It's a 2-story observation deck looking out on the lake. No fishing allowed here. Water seems to be flowing.
It has been flowing. It's flowing in that direction. Well,
There's all kinds of aquatic life, species of fish.
look, it's a turtle. Oh, we found one. Plenty of different birds here, which is amazing. We found some interesting ones and some loud ones. Ah, the turtle went away. Come on, man.
It's over there.
Oh, there he is.
Well, it looks like they're doing everything they can to preserve the natural habitat here.
I mean, they don't allow fishing or anything like that, which is a good thing.
Mosquitoes used to be a huge problem out here in Florida, and people who have lived here long enough remember a time when trucks would drive around the streets fumigating and just spraying chemicals in the air to kill the mosquitoes. It was it was cheaper and cost effective to spray the mosquitoes during the pupa phase. Mosquitoes go from eggs to larva to pupa. The pupa is more like a cocoon, and then it becomes the mosquito after the cocoon phase. But in recent times, there's a lot of fumigating that still happens, but in recent times they use different kinds of chemicals that are not as harmful, but are able to control the mosquitoes. There's also different ways of controlling the mosquitoes, which allows it, being in a park like this, to be more tolerable. So here at the Sawgrass Lake Park, they noticed non-native and invasive vegetation that was all over the park, and at some point in 2013, the State Park or Water Management District of Florida, they planted more plants like air potato, guinea grass, and these are Brazilian pepper, Chinese tall tree. These plants are not native to the park or to this area, but what it does is that it improves the quality of life for the animals here, and it also adds to it enhances the environment, the ecosystem. So when you walk around, you notice a significant improvement in vegetation and the overall look and quality of the area. Also, it's important that when you're in a park like this, that you don't feed the animals, because when you feed the animals they become dependent on humans for their food, and then they get aggressive and they attack humans. So and a lot of times they'll have to take the animals out of the park or euthanize them. But when you don't feed the animals, they hunt for themselves, which is how they're supposed to survive.
And that's how they're able to preserve this natural ecosystem the right way.
Right.
So it really sustains itself.
So when you come out to a park like this, it's necessary. It's cool to just enjoy it. Don't try to feed the animals. Stay away from
Let nature happen.
let nature be nature,
Right.
and bring your sunblock, bring your insect or pest repellent. Hot, humid, there's a lot of mosquitoes, but aside from that, there's a lot to learn and a lot to experience and enjoy when you're at the Sawgrass Lake Park.
What did you enjoy?
So what stood out to me is how natural this park is. They've done a really good job at keeping it pristine. The animal and the aquatic life are allowed to reproduce in their natural habitat. They've done a pretty good job at not introducing any artificial factors into their life cycle to keep things natural.
That is important.
If you ever want to come out to the park and experience wildlife and probably get a scare, maybe have an opportunity to run away from a gator or any other wildlife, check out Sawgrass Lake Park.
Mm-hmm.